It's your girl Adeola. First of all, Abuja Airport is back in service. Yes, shocker. Some people did not believe it is possible. You know, enemies of progress. So Nigerian government kept its word on fixing the runway in 6 weeks. To be honest with you, I also didn't think they would do it in 6 weeks. You know how they are with projects in Nigeria. But we give God the glory because they kept their words on this. So this tells me that if we really want to fix something in Nigeria, we can fix a lot of things quickly. You know, like the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. But you guys know how Nigerians are. Since this thing happened, they've been talking. You know, the word on the streets is that they were able to fix the Abuja runway quickly simply because a lot of big people were affected, you know, when the airport was not working. But you know, the Nigerian government can prove us wrong by fixing other things, you know, such as the road to my village. By the way, now that we have a functioning runway, Nigerian government, please, now is the good time to build another runway before this one starts to wear out. That way we won't have to close the entire airport next time we need to fix the runway. Hopefully you're watching me, you know, do well. Also, Mr. President has finally listened to us and suspended the Secretary General of the Federation, that is Engineer Babachir Lawal. You know, people have been talking about this for a long time. The man allocated 270 million naira contracts to himself in the name of cutting the grass at IDP camps. Can you imagine? Grass, IDP camps have now we know why they always have big belly. You know, all this big men, they have big stomach. Now you understand. 270 million naira to cut grass. The devil is a liar. People have been shouting for months. Finally, Buhari listened and he suspended the man. By the way, why did he suspend him? Why didn't he just fire him? Does that mean he's coming back after? I mean, seriously. Also, the president suspended the Director General of NIA, that is the National Intelligence Agency, Ambassador Ayodele Oke. As you guys know, we've been looking for the owner of the $50 million found inside that Ikoyi apartment. We've been trying to find out the owner. Now we are hearing, you know, then say that the money was allegedly given to the National Intelligence Agency for a classified assignment. But you know what baffles me is that we are not hearing that the person that gave the money to NIA was allegedly the former president Goodluck Jonathan. I said, hey, Jonah. I mean, his name keeps coming up, you know, okay, Jonah. And you know, we still don't know what the classified assignment was, which the money was meant for. Apparently, people are not supposed to know what it's about. That's why they couldn't put the money in the bank. They had to put it inside the apartment. In the meantime, Buhari has suspended the Director General of NIA. And speaking of money, hey, did you guys hear about the unidentified man that paid 42 million naira as tithes to a church in Benue State? Father! 42, okay, if you pay 42 million as tithe, you must have made 420 million naira. Not be so for you to be able to give out 42 million just like that. The question now is, who is the giver of the tithe? The church is not letting us know 42 million, and the church is shielding him. The pastor initially denied it until investigators laid their hands on the quarterly financial report that revealed that this thing was true. And then all the pastor said was, well, the man that gave us that money is not an appointee of the state government. In fact, he does not even stay in Benue, but he's an indigene of Benue State. I'm like, tell us who gave you the money, man of God. You see, this is what I hate. So many men of God in Nigeria, they have corrupt people bringing them money, and then they will refuse to reveal the identities of this. I mean, it's just like what Obasanjo just said, that Nigerian churches have a lot to do in terms of fighting corruption in Nigeria. And I think they should start with him, by the way. Baba Yabo, no offense, they should start with you. But what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people now think it's okay to steal money so long as you bring tithes to church. God must be taking his time, because judgment day is coming on. Not all of you that are stealing people's money, and then you go and give tithes in church as if that makes it okay. It is not okay. It is not okay. So let me know what you guys think about that story. Is it okay for pastors to collect tithes from people that they know that this person cannot explain how he or she got his or her money? And speaking of thieves, some people in Katsina last week, they attacked and they even chased the senator and the member of representative. God, that's awesome. That is just nice. They must have watched my show last week where I showed where they put a lawmaker in the trash in Ukraine. Man, the revolution has begun. Nigerians are no longer taking it sitting down. And you know, someday the revolution will get to the Senate floor. Someday we'll just come in there, all of those thieves calling themselves senators. God will punish you, every one of you. Moving on. So this is one of those stories that is very hard for me to even talk. I mean, how Can a Nigerian reporter at the United Nations rob 4 banks in New York City? Father, border, why? Not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 4 banks. My brother. Science saying, who is following this man from his village? Is this how you represent us Nigerians in America? This is why people abuse us in America. They will say Nigerians are scammers. Now only you can come 1, 2, 3, 4 banks. All of them during lunch break. He will just tell his co-workers that I'm going to get lunch. And he robbed banks that were close to his workplace. I'm like, how daft can you be? But uncle, why didn't you call me? You have my number. Why didn't you call me that this is how things are? So you understand? Not that I have money of my own, but at least we can talk it out between ourselves, and I would have talked you out of robbing a bank. All he got was $10,000. $10,000 from 4 banks. As a matter of fact, he couldn't get anything from 2 different banks that he went. He didn't get anything. But the only thing that we know for sure that he will be getting is, several years behind bars. And speaking of people following you from your village, can you please tell me what came over that road safety commander? Yes, the one, thank you very much. The one that was cutting the hair of his female workers. Hey. No. Somebody would have to hold me, Neo. Ben, you would have to hold me. I saw those women standing there as he was cutting their hair. I did not see anybody put up a fight. I said, no. The news you would have had is that somebody punched the road safety commander. Ben, why would anybody in his right mind cut another man's wife's hair or another man's girlfriend's hair or whatever? This is not secondary school. Can somebody please tell this man that this is not secondary school? What is it with our mentality in Nigeria that we always consider abuse as discipline? Maybe he thinks that he's still in secondary school. I try to imagine what kind of senior this guy must have been. He was probably one of those seniors that would always punish juniors. Yeah, you guys remember them. You remember them. Some of you are them. We know you. We know your kind. He was saying that their hair was too long and not conducive for work environment. I mean, you want women to be shaving their hair? I hope he's watching. God punish you. And lastly, last week makes it 3 years. 3 years since Chibok girls were kidnapped, 219 girls. Till now, only some of the girls have returned. Meanwhile, the defense minister is now telling us that it may take years to find the rest of the girls. And I'm like, you are saying this now after 3 years? After my father, of course, none of your children is missing. It will take you after 3 years. As if 3 years is not enough. Now you are saying it will take years. Look at this. I wish Nigerian officials would know that when you don't have something positive to say in a situation like this, you really don't have to say anything. You could say, we are working on it, very soon we will get the girls or whatever. But to say it will take years, exactly what you mean. It's very, very sad. But you guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. I've been wanting to talk about this next story for like a whole month, but other things kept coming up, like Dino saying he has 7 degrees. I had to talk about that. And Osimhen, the vice president, handling business when Buhari was away. And of course, they found $50 million in an apartment in Ikoyi. I had to talk about that. So finally, I get to talk about Apostle Suleman and the sex scandal. Hit me one time. Now, this is an episode that will offend a lot of Nigerians, especially those that have replaced God with men of God, those who believe that their pastors can never do anything wrong. They believe that their pastors are not human beings. If that is you, my brother or my sister, let me just warn you in advance, you will not like this story. So you can just turn it off right now and go to Bible studies. Okay, not to spoil. But if you are still watching me, on March 3rd, a popular Nigerian pastor had policemen arrest a 23-year-old lady, that is Stephanie Otobo, who was actually based in Canada prior to her arrest. She was at a bank in Nigeria when policemen beat her up and took her directly to Kirikiri prison without trial. Neither was she allowed to see her lawyer for days. Of course, people were like, why would a man of God, an anointed man of God, use policemen to harass a lady and put her in prison without trial? Only for the lady in prison to tell the whole world that she had an affair with the man of God for a whole year. We were like, no way, the devil is a liar. Once again, everything is allegedly, so don't let anybody quote me. She said that Suleiman was giving her thousands of dollars and taking her around the world and that they were doing it together.
This man licks me from head to toe. He said I make him speak in tongues.
Stop it. Do you really have to play that? So she said that Suleiman got her pregnant and then proposed to her, and that she accepted his proposal, that he said he was going to divorce his wife, and then he told her to move to Nigeria, and she did. Upon getting to Nigeria, he allegedly gave her some juice, after which she was bleeding and she lost the baby. She also said that she was bleeding for months and that she almost died. So from that time on, she said that she could no longer reach the man of God like she used to, and he was threatening her. She believed that the man of God didn't want her to have the baby because that would have been an evidence of the affair, and that all they would have to do would be DNA test, and that because he would have more control over her in Nigeria, that's why he lured her to Nigeria in order to get rid of the pregnancy. Me, I don't know. But on March 3rd, Stephanie's lawyer, that is Festus Keyamo, wrote Apostle Suleman. The letter said Apostle Suleman broke her heart after promising to marry her and after getting her pregnant. So she's demanding for 500 million naira as damage control. Ladies and gentlemen, the very same day the letter came out was when Apostle Suleman sent policemen to pick her up, to beat her, and to put her in Kirikiri prison. Stop right there. You know, just for 1 minute, my people. Forget that this man is a pastor, okay? Let's just assume he's a regular guy. If somebody should send you this kind of letter and you know that you are innocent and they're asking for 500 million, would you send police to go and beat them up and put them in prison? Especially considering the fact that this same man of God told everybody that he didn't know Stephanie, that he did not know her. He said that he has never met her, but he had her put in prison. Also, after they put her in prison, he charged her with terrorism. He charged her with terrorism, not slander, not defamation, but terrorism. I'm like, where did the bomb go up? I mean, I said she must be carrying bomb or some guns, and then I heard that it was about doing kiss together. I'm doing kiss with you. No, you're not doing kiss with me, and you charge the person with terrorism. Haba. Again, he insisted after charging her with terrorism, he insisted that he didn't know her. I wonder how he knew she's a terrorist. In fact, he's the one that told the world that this woman is a stripper in Canada, but he said he didn't know her. I mean, for you to know that somebody is a stripper, you must really know the person. You know what I mean? Because strippers don't just tell you up front that they are strippers. Now, 3 days after she was put in prison, she was bailed, yet they refused to release her because the chief magistrate, whose signature was needed for her to be released, could not be found. For 3 whole days, they couldn't find, so she ended up spending 6 days in prison. It looks to me as if some powerful people were doing everything to make sure that that girl remained in prison for life. I have a lot of issues with Stephanie. Let me start with my sister in the Lord. You know, she's my sister in the Lord. I mean, she's always talking about God. With everything going on, she's still talking about how God is in control. And I'm like, Stephanie, really, I know you're talking about God and all that, but first of all, Stephanie, girl, let me look here in case you're watching. Like, really, girl, you knew this man was married. Did you not know that he's a married man? Yet, according to your own word, you were sleeping with him for a whole year. Stephanie, just because he's sending you money, forget about whether the man is a pastor. He's a married man. If you are married, Stephanie, would you like for another woman to be doing it with your husband?
I know God is in control and God must be God no matter what.
It's enough. We've had her. Yes, God is in control, Stephanie, but don't sleep with somebody else's husband. Now to Apostle Suleman. For that, where do I start? Where do I start? You know what? Let me give you guys a background, because so many people have been saying that the woman was paid to blackmail him. And for those that are not Nigerians that may not be familiar with this man, I'm going to give you just a short background. Actually, it's not that short. So first of all, Suleiman made news last year when he said that Prophet TB Joshua is too small.
Prophet TB Joshua is too small. You are too small. The synagogue is too small to speak against the redeemed, the CGM. Too small.
Hey, too small. I thought Christians all serve one God. I didn't know that there's a competition. Especially on how big your church is. Can you imagine? And then he made news again in 2016 when he said that the governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai, would die before the end of the year.
I'm talking to the Kaduna governor. You say people should get license for preaching. It's not applicable in Nigeria. I have no problem. We can test powers now. Revoke this law or die.
So Suleiman said that he would die before the end of that year. The man did not die. Maybe God changed his mind, or maybe God did not send him in the first place. I don't know. All I know is something happened, but the man did not die.
He will die.
And what is wrong with with you. Didn't I just say the man did not die? So sorry, I'm still giving you guys background, about the apostle, so please bear with me. In January of this year, when Fulani herdsmen were killing people in southern Kaduna, the man of God said to his church members that if they see any Fulani herdsman around the church premises, that they should kill him and cut off his head.
And I've told them in the church here, around these premises, that any Fulani herdsman that just entered by mistake, I want to protect, kill him, cut his head.
I'm not saying that it's okay for Fulani herdsmen to kill people. It is absolutely wrong. And the way the Nigerian government reacted to that story is terrible. It is terrible. It's true that the Nigerian government has not taken the killings in southern Kaduna seriously. No, they have not. In fact, it's a shame how the government has handled the situation. And some people believe till today that this is because the president is Fulani and the herdsmen are also Fulani. So you understand? So that is absolutely wrong. But at the same time, you cannot tell me that was the Holy Spirit speaking through Apostle Suleman.
Cut his head.
After he made that statement, the DSS tried to arrest him when he went to Ekiti to preach. At his hotel in the middle of the night, they came. They said that his statement was instigating violence. But guess what? The man of God called Governor Fayose and he went to stay at Fayose's house.
The truth I want to pass out, if I spend a day with the security operatives, I have churches in 42 countries and I've alerted them. Every Nigerian embassy in those countries will be in trouble.
Did he just say if he spends one night with the police that all Nigerian ambassadors will be in trouble? I know a lot of people provoke you. Father, think about your children and have mercy.
If I spend one day with the security operatives, the damage that will happen in Nigeria will take 1 year to repair.
Stop it right there. He just said that if he spends one day behind bars, that the damage that would happen in Nigeria would take 1 year to repair. No. You see, Apostle Suleman, I hope you are watching. This kind of thing, it upsets me. You know you have that kind of power, yet you called Fayose to come and rescue you, man of God. Next time, you are supposed to let them arrest you so that when the damage begins, you can tell the whole world that, hey, you see, this is happening in Nigeria because they arrested me. You don't say that kind of a thing when you are sitting in the comfort of Fayose's house under that AC. Now that is when you are talking. That is not correct. Next time, man of God, let them arrest you and then let the manifestations start. Anyway, somebody must have talked sense to the man of God because during his crusade the next day, the very next day after they tried to arrest him, he changed his tone.
Please, let me say this. We need peace in Nigeria. Don't do anything.
Did he just say don't do anything?
We need peace in Nigeria and there'll be peace in Nigeria.
Now we need peace, Apostle.
I never issued a statement that Christians should go about killing people. I will never say that. I'm a man of God.
Well, actually, it's true. He didn't say people should be going about.
Every Christian should defend themselves. But do not attack people, whether they are Muslims, whether they are Christians. Don't go attack them.
Okay, if this was what he said at his church that day, I won't have any issues because now the tone is different, the message is different, but let's move on. I had to give you guys this background for those who may not be familiar with Apostle Suleman because when Stephanie's case came out, people were saying that she was paid by Kaduna State Governor, the one that he said would die last year and the man is still alive, so they said he was the one that paid Stephanie. Actually, he also said it, that this whole thing is just because of the statement he made about Kaduna.
One problem, because I said don't kill Christians.
But it still baffles me because if this woman was sent by powerful people like he claimed, how come they put her in prison for 6 days, and those powerful people were not able to get her out? For real though, if people put her up to this, those same people, I don't think they will leave her stranded. Because if she found herself in prison for 6 days inside Kirikiri, they would have the fear that this woman may crack because going to Kirikiri was not part of the deal. What if she start talking in prison that, these were the people that sponsored me, I lied against the man of God. None of that happened. And are you telling me that a governor is not more powerful than Apostle Suleman? El-Rufai has Buhari's personal number. Trust me, he's a governor. So if Apostle Suleman could get policemen to harass this woman, I'm very sure that if El-Rufai had sent her, he could get her released. Keep in mind that no one knew about the alleged affair, until he put her in prison. I'm not saying that he did it or that he did not. I'm just saying we probably wouldn't even know about this whole thing if Apostle Suleman did not arrest this woman and charge her with terrorism. Second of all, Suleiman kept denying that he knew this woman.
Can I surprise you? As I speak to you now, I have not watched her video where she said what she said. I've not read it.
He kept denying. She released screenshots of their chats. People said that the pictures were photoshopped. She also released screenshots of BBM chats between the two of them. They said it was photoshopped. And then she released her bank statement with evidence that Suleiman was depositing money periodically into her bank account while the alleged affair was going on. Keep in mind that UBA did not say the bank statement is fake, yet some people are saying that it was forged. And I'm like, Nigerians. Meanwhile, the apostle said that Stephanie was a stripper in Canada, and that when she gave her life to Christ and quit her job, that's when he started sending her money in order to help her financially. I'm very sure Stephanie is not the only church member that needed money. If somebody is not offering you any service, you will be sending her $6,000 just because you want to help her. And it wasn't one time. So another thing that baffles me is how the apostle has been reacting to the story. First of all, he barred his church members from making any public comments on the matter. I was like, say what? You mean I cannot talk? I cannot share my opinion because you are my pastor. Shut up. Then around March 10th, after calling her Marine during one of his services, he said that Stephanie will be disgraced publicly within 24 hours.
And in 24 hours, Marine will be disgraced publicly.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. He also said that the truth will be exposed within 24 hours.
In 24 hours, the truth will be exposed.
Well, it looks to me like the truth has been exposed over and over, but the woman is still not disgraced publicly. And it's been more than 24 hours. This was the beginning of March.
In 24 hours, Marine will be disgraced publicly.
Didn't I just say she was not disgraced publicly? What do you want? Has 24 hours not passed? What is your problem?
I'm tough, man. I'm tough. You can't bring me down, man.
God, I'm tough. You can't bring me down. Tell me something.
At least get somebody that people will believe. Look for a presentable not this. I've traveled around the world. I've seen all kinds. Is it that
Did he just say what I thought he said? Maybe I have ear infection. Man of God basically said the woman is wawa, that she's ugly.
If I were to go to the market, there are people that will sell pepper for me. I won't buy.
No, he did not. Basically said she's not his type. Father. After saying all these things at the beginning of March, this same man of God said to his church that he has never seen any video of Stephanie. So how did he know that she's ugly?
I was told the young lady did several videos. As I speak to you, I have not watched one. I have not read one.
Damn, this man is a liar. I can't take anything except lies. I thought we left this with Lai Mohammed. What is Apostle Suleman looking for? No, baby, no, don't lie. Forget about whether he's a pastor. Do you know that at first he said that he had no hands in her arrest? Like, he actually said he had nothing to do with her arrest. But his name was on the court document where he charged her with terrorism. And yet he told people he did not have any hands in her arrest. I'm like, hey, man of God. After that, he told his church members that anyone that believes the story should be removed from any ministry, you know?
Even some members of this our church, we are having double minds. Please mark those members. Mark them all. If they are in departments, remove them. Remove them, because those are demons.
No, he did. He just... I think I've had enough fun. If you're an usher, you can no longer be an usher in his church. If you were in the choir, you can no longer be in the choir.
If they are in your Facebook or your this thing, tell them you are deleting them.
Hey, what? But you know the one that got me the most was when he said this.
If you have watched that video and you believed, or you contemplated believing, or you were bothered about it, do me a favor now. Knock your head.
Did he just say they should knock their head?
It's either you should knock yourself back to consciousness because your brain traveled, or knock stupidity out of your head.
Can I just say say to my fellow Nigerians, please, you do not have to stay in a church where the pastor can either tell you to knock your head or he can knock your head. Please, Jesus will never tell you to knock your head. Anyway, Stephanie's mom went to his church to apologize on her daughter's behalf.
I say I come to apologize because of my daughter, so that you can forgive her.
Of course, there are reports that the pastor had threatened her to come and apologize. At the same time, there's a video where the woman said she was not threatened. So I honestly want to know what you guys think about her mom going to apologize. But even the way he responded to the apology made me shake my head.
I can't stop the law, but from my heart, I forgive your daughter. Some lawyers are deceiving the lady here. But she doesn't even know now that there is a case against her there.
Do you know what he's talking about?
Every video she does is being sent to the Canada immigration. So they are piling it as evidence so that as soon as she's done with the video, they can deport her.
Deport her, okay. The girl is already back in Canada now. In fact, she recently sued him for $5 million. You've not heard? Ben, he sued him for $5 million. Oh, by the way, did you see how he dismissed her mom?
Allow God to judge them. But for my daughter and my family, that is why I come. So
All right,
that
thank
my
you, madam.
family...
Bye-bye. God bless you.
Child! Nigerians, we don't take nonsense. Except when it involves a man of God. And then a lot of people, you would think they took out their brains. Suddenly, the nonsense they will not take from their neighbor. They will take it from their pastor. Why now? As if the drama could not get better. The apostle's wife decided to release a music video about her husband, calling him her hero. Okay, that's enough. That was cute though. It reminds me of Yemi, my lover. The swing. Remember, we call it Jangirova. Some people have been saying that this whole thing looked like it was staged. I don't know why people say that. Just, enemies of progress. And they're also saying that it's just a cover-up, that how come she suddenly released a music video when the whole thing was getting hot. I don't know. All I know is that 2 other women came out accusing Suleiman of sleeping with them as well. One of them, however, asked for protection from Kaduna state government, which made a lot of people believe that she was put up to it. However, investigations on the state vehicle registration website revealed that this same man of God had bought a Mercedes-Benz SUV for a popular Nollywood actress, that is Ayodele Oke. There were reports that he also bought her house. However, within 24 hours, the state vehicle registration website had removed his name as the owner of the car, as in the name was there yesterday. By the following day, it was gone, and people were like, something smells fishy. Also, up till now, Ayodele never actually said they have nothing together. I really admire her. She's a very good Nollywood actress. All she said was that her lawyer would release a statement. We're still waiting for the statement. God bless you, Jeremiah. Very, very hot, Some of us are not that gifted. But it's okay, we're happy. I know that the man is well connected, but for you to get your name removed overnight like that, you must be really connected. Actually, if you can get people to put somebody in Kirikiri prison without trial, you must be really connected. The truth of the matter is that it's high time that the church stop excusing crimes because it has to do with an anointed man of God. We need to understand that so many so-called men of God are now abusing that platform to commit all kinds of crimes. And not only that, you need to see Christians on the internet defending their papa, and they'll be abusing people in the name of Jesus.
She just came out from nowhere, begin to blackmail Pastor Suleman. Look at her teeth. Her teeth is so ugly. You are a disgrace to women. You are a dog. Your faces look like goat. I want the Christian to know that she will rise up and pray.
You will see comments like, you will die young in Jesus' name. And I'm like, hey, which Jesus are you bringing into this? Some people will say, mark my word, because you touched the anointed man of God, you will die in an accident. And I'm like, hey, now God cannot fight for himself. You see the respect, the awe, and the fear that some Nigerians have for their pastors, they don't even have it for God. So they allow themselves to be deceived. I decided to talk about this in hope that people will wake up and stop seeing men of God as angels that cannot sing. We are all human beings. I didn't say Suleiman did it or he did not do it. I just feel like he implicated himself in so many ways. All I'm trying to say is, if you're a Christian, the Bible should be your guide and Jesus alone should be your example. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Zimbabwe, you can now pay your child's school fees by presenting a goat. Now you can sponsor a child in Zimbabwe. All you have to do is submit a goat via the internet. Honestly, I'm not kidding. I'm not even kidding. The education minister said that schools should be more flexible towards parents who have no money and accept goats and other livestock. And even accept labor instead of turning away school children. As you know, Zimbabwe has been experiencing a shortage of cash since last year after the government threatened to expel all foreign companies operating in the country. And last week, the finance minister announced that banks could collect collateral for loans in the form of goats, cattle, sheep, chicken. If you had taken a loan from the bank, just take your chicken there. They'll forgive your debts. Obviously, things are not working out. Mugabe, what's up? Yeah, welcome to this program. Things are crumbling in Zimbabwe, yet this man has refused to step down. I mean, at what point would he realize that, you know what, I've tried this and I did not succeed? 37 years! 37 years has gone by. I mean, 37 years and you're yet to realize that you have failed? Really? He didn't even say maybe someone else can try. But you know, it's Mugabe. It's Mugabe. It looks like he wants to die there. But you guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.
Growing up in Kenya, my sister and I were very close. But like any sisters, we fought a lot. She always got new clothes, and I always got hand-me-downs. Now she's putting her children through school in Kenya. We still fight sometimes, especially when I send money for the kids. I tell her, buy some clothes for the younger one, and we both laugh.
With nearly 500,000 locations, our app and online, this is moving money for better.
Alright, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out!